Hi, I'm Mike McCormick here at GBTA Broadcast Studio in Frankfurt. I'm here with Adrian Kubicki from LOT Polish Airlines. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
So interesting, exciting times for your airline, some plans for expansion and growth, new aircraft, so tell us a little bit about that.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here as a representative of the fastest growing airline in Europe for 2016.
Right.
And we try to keep that tempo of our expansion this year as well and the next couple of years. Yes, we have launched nearly 42, 43, I think to be exact, new routes since the beginning of 2016,
Wow.
including many long hauls from Warsaw to Los Angeles, from Warsaw to Newark, the second airport for New York region
Right.
for us, and also to Asia, Tokyo, Seoul, and we have announced recently flights to Singapore. And as we are here in Germany, we brought yesterday pretty good news. We announced new service from Warsaw to Nuremberg.
Okay.
And in a few days we will start flying again from Warsaw to Berlin.
Wow. So all this growth and expansion, what's driving that? Is it business travel, leisure travel, both?
So I think that majorly business traffic, but also it's a matter of good combination.
Right.
So we look at every potential on the market when we, for example, select long-haul routes, as we did, for example, with Los Angeles. That's a perfect example of the destination which is of high demand for business corporate travelers, but also people visiting their friends and relatives, and also just leisure travelers. What is very important is that LOT is not point-to-point airline. We already transfer via Warsaw, which is our hub,
Right.
more than 50% of all our passengers. And by opening new routes, we are creating opportunities, first of all, for passengers from our region, of our origin, so
Right.
Central Eastern Europe, becoming the major player, local player on this market,
Right.
but also giving great alternative for passengers from Western Europe. For example, we know that here from Frankfurt you can travel multiple times on direct flights from Frankfurt to Singapore, for example.
Right.
But if you look for a decent alternative for reasonable price, still very comfortable on board the Dreamliner, you may think of traveling via Warsaw, which is on the way, and might be competitive in terms of price and generally
Right.
the fare.
So providing options, right?
Exactly.
And alternatives. So what trends do you see coming in let's say aviation in general, and where is the industry going to go in the next year or two?
We do believe that people, passengers, customers will demand individual approach.
Right.
And that creates a chance for airlines like us, which are still relatively small or medium, and we can actually recognize each of the passengers. That's why
Right.
we started the campaign, which is based on promoting the hospitality on board our aircraft at the airport. That's something which will be the main distinction between airlines of our size and the bigger players.
Right.
The same when we talk about traveling via hubs. Warsaw is pretty small airport, but i.e. very comfortable for the passengers.
Right.
Minimum connecting time 30 minutes is actually plenty enough time to connect from airplane to airplane. 1 hour gives you perfect comfort with no rush to move from gate to gate.
Right.
If we look at the broader perspective, obviously market in Europe will consolidate. However, we are coming from the region which is very fragmented still.
Right.
And the connectivity in Central and Eastern Europe is not even to be compared with what we are having on the western side of Europe. So, and at the same time, our region will notice the highest growth in number of passengers, in the number of new routes, the demand. So we want to respond on that. Actually, we are very lucky to be in the region where the opportunities for growth are actually unlimited.
Right.
And we want to take the advantage, consolidate the market within our region, at least try to offer some ways of consolidations. For example, we started a strategic cooperation with Estonian national carrier, Nordica, and Regional Jet, which owns the CRJ fleet.
Right.
And also we are starting next year direct flights from Budapest, direct service from Budapest to New York and Chicago, which is also an example of sort of consolidation, not by acquisition of other airlines, but by taking this part on still unaccommodated market.
To help you expand your regional strength. Yep. Terrific. Well, some exciting times for your airline. And thank you for joining us, Adrian.
Keep your fingers crossed, because competition and giving more options to customers is always good for them.
It is. Yes,
for the market.
And good for the buyers.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for joining us, Adrian.
Thank you very much.
I'm Mike McCormick here at GBTA Broadcast Studio in Frankfurt.